Welcome back to the Ark Survival Guide. Tree sap is a really helpful ingredient in lots of good recipes, and you can do lots of stuff with tree sap, but it's really hard to find in most maps on Ark. So today I'm going to show you guys some really easy locations to get lots of tree sap in the Crystal Isles map. Now I'll start by showing you a super easy technique to get all the tree sap you need very effectively in a really safe area, and it's actually very close to the White Shoals, which is where most people are going to start on the Crystal Isles map. But after that I'll show you some other really great places to get even more tree sap in the Redwood Forest, and I'll show you guys some easy techniques to build Sap Tap outposts in the Redwood trees, which will get you hundreds of tree sap over time without having to do anything. And I'm even going to show you guys an outpost design that does not require a wooden tree platform, so it'll save you thousands of wood and hundreds of cementing paste with that technique. And I'll show you a couple good tricks where you can get tree sap out of the redwood trees without even building anything, so be sure to watch this whole video. It's going to be super helpful and have lots of great information to help you get all the tree sap you need for your Crystal Isles adventures. And if this video helps you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to enable all notifications, because we have lots of helpful guides, tips, tricks, live streams, and let's plays coming your way, and you won't want to miss any of that. So let's get started. So first we're going to show you probably the easiest way to get sap on the Crystal Isles map, and that's up here in these desert plateaus right above the Griffin Trench. So there's the White Shoals area, which a lot of people are going to start in, but as soon as you've got a flyer, you've got easy access to these desert plateaus. We're actually right next to the Griffin Trench, so a lot of dangerous stuff is down there, but they don't usually come out of here. And right along the edge of these plateaus are all of these Joshua trees. Now these are those fuzzy looking trees you'll see all around the desert area, but this particular plateau I've never really seen much dangerous stuff up here. Now if we use a metal pick, we're getting 1 sap per tree, which is not a high quantity of sap, but this is super easy to grab. You can just fly over here with a pteranodon, grab all the sap you need, and then just fly away. So it's really easy access, very close to other locations. Now I always like to test things with ankylosaurs and doedicurus, but surprisingly, there is actually no tree sap that you can harvest with an ankylosaur or a doedicurus. They both get absolutely no sap from Joshua trees, which is really sad. But what I did find out is you can get tons of tree sap using a chainsaw, if you happen to have access to a chainsaw and the gasoline to power it. But as you can see here, we're getting like 3 sap from each of these Joshua trees, which will get you 3 times as much sap pretty effectively. So if you want to get lots of sap from here, we can get a lot of sap really quickly doing this, and this is going to be one of the fastest methods of harvesting sap in the Crystal Isles map. There's also a nice little well up here, so you could build a decent base up here and just come back and pick up the respawns when they come back. Also, these trees right here, believe it or not, those are the Joshua trees. They just randomly will glitch and lose all of their fuzzy stuff and leaves, so if you come over here and you see these dumb looking sticks, those are actually the same trees. You can just harvest the sap right from those, and eventually they'll glitch back into existence and look normal again. Now this was the safest place to get tree sap in the Crystal Isles map, but if you can brave the redwoods, I'll show you an even better place to get tons of tree sap on the Crystal Isles. So this next location is probably my favorite place to get tree sap on the Crystal Isles map, and one of my favorite locations on the map altogether. And this is the spot right here. We're actually on the edge of the Redwoods Forest, kind of on the southeast side. And if you're flying here from the air, you don't have to go too deep into the Redwood Forest to get here, as you can see. And you'll be able to look out for these big orange crystals sticking out from the top of this plateau. And once you get close, you'll see those are orange crystals and honey, and you can actually fly into those crystals. There's an opening, and that'll take you inside the bee cave. The bees won't attack you unless you mess with their hives, but there are some angry bears down there that you don't want to get too close to. But all around the sides of this are these little Christmas trees, and if you look out for the green crystals, you'll usually find the entrances. There's actually like 4 or 5 entrances to this cave all around here. But this spot in particular is amazing because it's got all of these Christmas Christmas trees all around it. Now, these are different than the usual redwood trees you'll see. There's smaller redwoods that you can harvest, they don't have sap, but these little Christmas trees actually have sap in them, and if you use a metal pick or a metal hatchet, seems to be even better, you will get a decent amount of sap from these. I'm getting usually 1 or 2 sap per tree, but there are dozens of these trees all around this bee cave, and all over the redwood forests for that matter. But as you can see here, it won't take me very long to get lots of sap from these, and this is actually going to be the fastest method if you need lots of sap quickly. Now, this doesn't give us a huge amount of help, but I'm going to take this ankylosaur over here and knock down a couple of these Christmas trees with him, and as you'll see, we do get a decent amount of sap from him. But even with a Doedicurus and ankylosaur that have like 500 melee damage, I'm still getting about the same amount of sap as I get just from using my pick and hatchet, so it's probably easier to just use your tools on these. Now, I'm sure if you have a praying mantis, you can get twice as much using those tools, and the chainsaw, of course, is going to get you lots more sap. But as you can see, there's so many trees around here, we can get piles of sap in no time at all, and this is the absolute fastest way to get that tree sap. The other amazing thing about this location is it's right next to the bee cave, so you can get thousands of honey in just a few minutes. And most of you are going to be using tree sap to make sweet vegetable cakes, and having the honey and the sap in the same location means you can just get tons and tons of sweet vegetable cakes in no time at all. Now, another way that'll get you even more sap at a time is these tree stumps. There's a lot of these tree stumps all over the redwood forest, and if you harvest them, you might get like 5 to 7 tree sap at a time, so they are the fastest way to get lots of sap all at the same time. But here's the catch, and here's why I don't really recommend going after these. They are littered all over the forest, they're a little bit hard to spot, and I don't know, I'd say probably 1 in 5 of them actually work. Most of the tree stumps you'll find are actually not harvestable by you or any of your dinos, and I don't know if it's a glitch or if they're designed to be that way. So if you see one, sure, go over and see if you can get some easy tree sap from it, but don't be disappointed if it doesn't work at all. So realistically, if you spend the same amount of time just chopping down Christmas trees that you know how to find, you'll get way more tree sap over time. So now let me show you the traditional way to get tree sap in Ark, and most maps this is the main method for getting tree sap, but we're going to use these Tree Sap Taps, which you can craft, and we're actually going to place these into the tree. You can put up to 4 of them into each level of the tree, and there's actually 2 different heights that you can place them, so you can have a total of 8 taps per tree. Now you will have to open their inventory first as soon as you place them, because they won't start producing tap until you actually open that inventory once. That's just kind of a weird glitch about them, I don't know. So make sure you open the inventory, and from here they will eventually, over the next 10 minutes, start producing 1 sap every 10 minutes. Now most people will use a tree platform like this wooden tree platform to place, and that'll make it really easy to put a little base up here. You can have a storage box, you can have a bed, and you can just teleport back over here, fast travel, and then pick up whatever sap is accumulated over time. Now you will get 1 sap every 10 minutes from each tree, no matter how many taps you put into it. But each of these sap taps has a total max capacity of 20 tree sap, which means over time 1 tap will fill up and you won't get any more. But if you put 4 taps in, so having 4 sap taps won't get this any faster, but if you leave it running overnight or over the next couple days, when you come back you'll have 80 tree sap waiting for you instead of just 20. So I don't personally like spending all the materials it takes to make a wooden tree platform, because it's ridiculous how hard those are to make. So I'm going to show you guys a really easy alternative to get a sap tap into a redwood tree. You can do this on any map, and it's a really helpful technique. So we're going to place a stone foundation right up against the base of the tree right there, and we're going to actually use stone door frames and stone ceilings to make the rest of the base. So we'll attach a stone door frame right here, and then we're going to keep building those for 12 stories high. It'll take a bit of work to get there, but you can do this either with a flyer, which is a little tedious and difficult to make them snap properly while flying, or you can actually build ladders right in the middle of the door frame and use the ladders to help you put the snap points where you need them to go. So we're going to get this all the way up 12 stories high, and from here we can place a stone ceiling and actually use that as the foundation for our base. And I mean, we're using a very small amount of materials compared to a wooden tree platform, and you can actually turn this into an actual base from here. You can either land your flyers on this little platform or build an actual house here that you can use to easily teleport over here and pick up your sap every time it's ready. But as long as it's 12 stories high and right underneath the sap tap, you can just jump up, access the inventory, leave a bed in a storage box, fill up your storage box, and just fast travel back out. Also, if you want to make your house bigger and you can't get too far away from the foundation here, as you can see we can't snap these any further out, you can actually extend the foundation from the ground, and that will allow you to build out further. So as long as you've got a long foundation on the ground, you can just keep building up in the air as far as you want, and as long as that stays connected where those door frames are, you can just keep expanding your base this way. So that's a fun thing you guys can do. It's a little more complicated and time consuming, but that'll get you a limitless supply of tree sap over time, and if you just keep coming back to your outpost, you can get thousands of tree sap without too much effort. So next I'll show you a quick, easy way to get sap taps to work using a wyvern, a griffin, or a grappling hook, if you don't feel like building a whole base up here. Now, if you have a quetzal, a crystal wyvern, or a griffin, all of those mounts will allow you to actually hop off and stand on their back. And if you do that, you can access a sap tap without actually building a base. So we've placed a couple of these sap taps in the tree from the air, and once those are ready, we can fly our griffin in and just make sure it lands just below the sap tap, and that'll actually let us hop off on its back and collect the sap. Now, wyverns have a lot of forward momentum, so this takes some practice, but if you head straight for the trunk of the tree, it can absorb your forward momentum, and then you can just hop off on its back and pick up the tree sap and head right on back and come back after a couple hours. You'll have lots more waiting for you. And griffins and quetzals are much easier to maneuver to do this same trick. So if you don't mind trading a bunch of resources for tree sap, you can actually craft grappling hooks, and you'll need one grappling hook each time you collect from a sap tap, but that's a great alternative if none of these other options work well for you. So we place a sap tap up in the tree, and you can use the grappling hook to get there, and now we're heading back up to collect it. And if you're not familiar with grappling hooks, just aim a little bit above the tap and use the main fire button to reel yourself in and go higher up the tree. You'll bounce around quite a bit, but once you're settled next to the sap tap, you can actually open its inventory and then use the alternate fire button to reel yourself down. Don't just let go or you'll fall to your death. So hopefully, no matter what your circumstances or where you live on the Crystal Isles map, one of these techniques will get you all the tree sap you need. Tree sap unlocks a lot of really helpful things, including sweet vegetable cakes, and once you've got those, you can tame things like sheep and snails and all kinds of other good stuff, and they're almost as good as kibble for most herbivores. Also, if you need to get lots of honey for sweet vegetable cakes, check out the link in the description of this video or on the top of the screen for my guide on how to get honey and organic polymer on the Crystal Isles. So I really hope this video helped you get all the tree sap you're going to need on your Crystal Isles adventures. If you liked it or if it was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, drop a comment and let me know which of these sap gathering techniques you're using, and I'd love to hear how your Crystal Isles adventures are going so far. And if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to enable all notifications so it'll tell you next time a video comes out on this channel, because we're working on lots of helpful guides, tips, tricks, live streams, and let's plays, and you won't want to miss any of that great content that's coming your way really soon. So until next time, stay safe, have fun, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video from the Ark Survival Guide. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. That helps us so much. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to enable all notifications, because we have lots of awesome new ARK videos and live streams coming soon, and you won't want to miss any of them. You can do so many awesome things in ARK, but it is really hard to figure out on your own. Check out the links at the end of this video to browse our huge library of fun, clean, and helpful ARK guides, tips, tricks, live streams, and Let's Plays. If you would like to earn awesome rewards while supporting this channel, click the join button or link next to the subscribe button to learn more about our new channel memberships. You can also join our awesome Discord community at the link in the description of this video or on top of the channel homepage. And if you want to see my wife and I play lots of other fun video games together, visit our other YouTube channel, The Console Co-op Couple, using the link in the video description or in the channel homepage. And now I want to give a shout out to some of the biggest supporters of this channel: Sabo0283, Cole Parmenter, Wolfgirl Be Like, Austin Nagel, Kelly Razak, Black Silver Ride, and Emmy Fisher. You guys are all awesome, and we so appreciate your support. Now, if you'd like to be a monthly supporter and get a shout out at the end of our videos, check out the join button next to the subscribe button for more information about that. And for everyone else, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.